guys, it's Jasma, and since Easter is coming up soon, today we're going to make some maple bacon deviled eggs. Deviled eggs are a very classic party appetizer. Today we're going to make a maple bacon deviled eggs. There are so many varieties to deviled eggs. Once you get the basic recipe, you can change it however you like. This is very delicious, so let's get started. For the ingredients, you will need 6 eggs, half a tablespoon of Dijon mustard, 2 teaspoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice, 2½ tablespoons of mayonnaise, 1 tablespoon of maple syrup, 2 tablespoons of small bacon pieces, and for garnish you will need some green onion thinly sliced or fresh chives. You will also need some more bacon, but you can chop this into bigger pieces. First, we're going to hard boil the eggs. I have 6 eggs here, and you could change the amount depending on how much you want to make. So let's move over to the stove. Place the eggs into a pot and add enough water to cover the eggs. Put the lid on and turn the heat on to high until the water starts to boil. Turn the heat off immediately and leave the eggs in the pot for 22 minutes, and then take it out and rinse it until it cools. The eggs has cooled down. I have taken it out of the pot, so now I'm just going to peel it. Using this method of hard boiling eggs makes sure that it doesn't break while it's boiling, and it's also really easy to peel. Now we're going to cut the eggs in half and separate the egg whites from the egg yolks. Be sure to clean your knife each time so the egg white stays nice and clean. I placed the egg whites in the fridge while we work on the filling. So first we're going to take a fork and just mash up the yolks. Don't worry if there are still pieces of the yolks, because we are going to pass this mixture through a sieve to make sure it's nice and silky smooth. But try to just mash it as fine as you can. And to that we're going to add in the mayo, the Dijon mustard, freshly squeezed lemon juice. This is going to add a really nice acidic flavor. Mix that all together. And the maple syrup. This is going to give it a little sweetness. Once everything's mixed in, you can see there are still some lumps of egg yolks. We're going to pass this through a fine sieve. Prepare a sieve and place the filling into it. We're just going to push everything through. We're passing this through a sieve to make sure that it's really nice and silky smooth, and that the big pieces of egg yolks doesn't clog up the piping tip later on when we pipe it into the egg whites. You can see this is now a really nice smooth mixture. There are no longer lumps of the egg yolks. And it's also really nice stiff consistency, perfect for piping. If yours is too stiff, you could add a little more maple syrup to the point where it's like a stiff frosting. Alright, now we can add in the bacon. So I just cooked some bacon and chopped it up into nice fine pieces, because again, you don't want the bacon pieces to be clogging the piping tip later on when we're piping the filling into the egg whites. You want to chop your bacon up into 2 sizes, one for the actual egg yolk mixture and one for garnish. This is around 2 tablespoons, but you could add more if you really like bacon. And just mix that all the way through. Alright, and that is our egg filling. I have a disposable piping bag with a star tip. I'm going to stand it up in a cup so I could fill it. And if you don't want to pipe it into the egg whites, you could just use a spoon and scoop it in, but I'm going to make it fancy today. And if you don't have a piping bag, you could also just use a Ziploc bag. We're going to push this to the end. Alright, we can now fill our egg whites. The deviled eggs are basically finished now. They taste very good on its own and also looks very nice. So you can leave it like that. but I'm going to go the extra step and garnish it with some green onion and bigger pieces of bacon. So I'm just going to cut off the leaf part of the green onion. That's the part that we're going to be using. Then we're going to cut that in half. Press it down slightly with the back of your knife so it flattens. Then we're going to place one on top of the other and cut it into very thin slices. You could also use fresh chives to garnish. You just trim them to the size that you like. That's how you make maple bacon deviled eggs for this Easter. This is a very pretty recipe, so it's quite impressive as a party appetizer. It could be eaten anytime, and it's great for kids to get involved because it is quite easy to make. There are tons of varieties that you could change for this recipe. You could add different spices to your personal liking. So I really hope you could try this out. Thanks for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye!